Pete, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me.
You saw former Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings on our program last week and wanted to respond to that. What did he get wrong in that interview with me?
I don't know what he got right. It was a long interview. So Mike Rawlings did not talk about what our movement is actually about. This is about the people's will to put propositions S, T, and U, 170,000 Dallas residents, to get that measure on the ballot for better security in Dallas, better accountability in law enforcement. This is a standard. We're asking for the standards that Dallas already has to be implemented. Fact is, our city council won't do it, and we don't have a leader that actually has a consensus of 8 votes to get anything done.
Council says, listen, we've been trying to hire more people. Multiple councils have said that. We've been trying to hire more police officers, and I hear that from school districts, from suburban cities as well. It's just a job that a lot of people don't want right now.
So try. I mean, that's all we've been hearing. At the end of the day, they have a $5 billion budget. This is not a police problem. This is a societal problem. We have leaders who need to address these issues. I didn't join the Marines at 17 just because it was a simple idea that I had. It's because I saw a Marine recruiter down in the dining hall. So when at high school, so I joined the Marines because I connected with these people. I wanted to be like them. And so the same thing with our police, who are heroes. We need to give them the opportunity to get out there with the community more, recruiting more police. This is not just the issue. We've actually also got to deal with attrition. Attrition is the key problem. None of the people on the opposition are talking about this. And the attrition is higher than the recruitment right now.
One of the other propositions that you have on here, I think it's you, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about Dallas waiving its governmental immunity, letting any citizen sue any city official.
It's Proposition S.
It's Proposition S. Thank you for that clarification. It lets Dallas citizens or anybody sue any Dallas official for anything here. And city officials, current and past, say, listen, no other city in the state, much less the country, has waived its governmental immunity.
Well, I want to correct that, because it's not suing for anything. It's clearly for violations of the laws of Texas, violation of the charter, violation
if they don't
of
follow state law and city law.
Exactly, very, very specifically as it relates to what we're talking about here. And so the problem is that, first of all, we have a city council that is completely disregarding the fact that this is already law. They're not doing it. We have a city council that violated the law, committed misdemeanors and felonies in the process of opposing us, went to the Supreme Court, embarrassed themselves, trying to deliberately mislead and confuse voters. That's not my opinion. That's not a talking point. That is the law of Texas. The Supreme Court of Texas says that our existing city council tried to deliberately mislead and confuse voters. That's not a small detail we can overlook.
And that's when they passed their own charter amendments that they said would negate yours. The state Supreme Court struck those down and says you can't put them in there.
And did so duplicitously, violating the Texas Open Meetings Act after the fact, after they had already come to an agreement on the ballot language. These people are not playing with fairly.
Every single former living mayor and the current one, and every body on council now, and many previous council members, some county officials, some state officials, have come out in opposition of this. Are you surprised at such a strong opposition from people who don't even have a dog in the fight anymore?
Actually, Jason, that's not correct. So not every former living mayor, and I've spoken with a lot of the people.
Who hasn't?
So, well, I'm not going to put words in anybody's mouth, but they actually haven't done their math. I'll let those people speak for themselves. Many of them have spoken with me, and even some of the people in that picture have spoken with me that don't actually support this. And so I'm really surprised. I think the most important thing that I want to focus on there is that these people are not really, they don't seem really committed to their positions. They had not even read these one-page amendments. Mike Rawlings had not even read the first paragraph when he came out and decided to work with his consultant to monetize.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
No, well, I'm not going to point to my evidence just yet. If I need to pull it out, I will. But the bottom line is, a lot of these leaders, they're not interested in this as I think is a real moral point of what they're trying to do for the community. They don't have a solution. They don't have an alternative. They haven't brought forth any substance. All they brought forward is name calling. I mean, it's just really kind of alarmist language. And I think I really want to point out that bottom line is they have not really articulated what they want to do for the citizens of Dallas.
And so is the bottom line is, you know, if you don't like ours, give us an alternative, and that's what you're waiting on, or am I reading too much into that, Pete?
Look, they've had 3 decades. Look at the collective 3 decades that this group of people had. And so these people had all this time to solve this problem. Tom Leopard himself, he actually did exactly what we're proposing. At the end of his tenure, Chief David Brown comes in, Mike Rawlings comes in, and you lost 800 police officers. You destroyed the pension fund. Billions of dollars of waste. You have a $5 billion budget. The amount of money we're talking about is $185 million over 3 to 5 years. So the bottom line is I'm really surprised. I think the thing that just really strikes me the most is the crystallized hubris, the crystallized just arrogance of these people who have come out so strongly against this, and they can't say why. I have a feeling I know why. That's not the point of this. The point is we want a solution. We want ST&U to pass so that people can have adequate policing in Dallas.
The next obvious question is why? Why have they come out like that, then, you think?
Well, I think if you wanted to consolidate all of their individual reasons, the bottom line is this takes power away from this central cabal of council members who have consistently
but they're
failed.
elected. But they're elected people by you and I.
You
and
are
people
right.
live in
You are
Dallas.
right. They should have provided a solution. They should have provided a solution, but they didn't. And they've had all this time to do it, and this is why direct democracy matters. So when people are not getting a solution, 170,000 citizens can rise up and sign these petitions right here and put it on the ballot.
You're debating former Mayor Tom Leopard over this issue, the Dallas Regional Chamber. I believe it'll be El Centro College in downtown Dallas on October 17th. What should we expect?
You know, I'm interested to see what he's going to say. You know, I spoke with Tom Leopard a couple weeks ago. Again, I'm not going to put words in his mouth. I'm really surprised that he decided to get in with this bunch. But again, you know, a lot of them did not really read what they were signing on to. And so I'm going to be very interested to hear what he has to say. They have not presented any solution. City Council has not presented any solution. And at the end of the day, we have 170,000 signatures. This may be imperfect, but he doesn't have 8. He's not the mayor. He doesn't have City Council. He has no solution.
Let's say this wins, Pete. Let's say all 3 of these that you guys are trying to get past, ST&U, all win on the Dallas ballot and become law. Well, what do you and other donors want to pursue next?
So this is not, we don't have a particular next step action. We want to work with the police on how to do this smartly and responsibly.
No. What issues? Like, I mean, what else? Would you look at the county next, the state next? Would you look at school systems? What would you do?
You know, it's interesting. This story has become national. Dallas is following the same trend as many other cities, right? And so, can citizens step up and stop us from following the trends of Portland, Chicago, San Francisco, other degenerate cities that we don't want to be like? This is the citizens standing up and saying, we don't want to go that way. And so, again, this is the citizens' will. So I'm not going to say that this is just one person telling you exactly what's going to happen next, but I would not be surprised if other cities adopt this model. I've heard from people in Atlanta. I've heard from people in Miami. I've heard from other people that want to adopt programs like this to get it done.
Are there any other goals that you guys have besides Dallas City Hall?
No, we're focused on Dallas right now, and the bottom line is everything we're talking about is already a standard or some part of the law. One of their criticism points that they brought up is this citizen survey, and they've said this is terrible. I think Mike Rawlings, was putting out misinformation about the number of citizens who could get the city manager fired. First of all, that would not be implemented until after the first 18 months of a city manager's tenure. So you'd have plenty of time for a chief executive. You could assess them as a citizen, and you could decide, hey, are they achieving objectives? Are they accomplishing anything? The survey that we're talking about is already what the city uses. We're just asking them to actually use the data instead of throwing it in the trash, which is what they're currently doing. So use the current standards, use the law that already exists, and apply it.
Pete, the other big criticism that a lot of opponents have of this is the chief donor, Monty Bennett, isn't a Dallas resident, isn't a Dallas voter, and they say he's meddling in something that he doesn't even have any fight with.
So people have come after him. He has come out publicly for this, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everything he's done for us. I appreciate other donors. But the moment Mike Rawlings opened his mouth, I got the biggest check I've gotten for this campaign. So the bottom line is the fact that all these opposition people got together, in many ways it helped us. And so more power to them. Do what you're doing, because for the city to see corrupt leaders over several decades get together and say, we oppose this for no reason, and we're going to call it chocolate-covered rat poison and all sorts of nonsense like that, and that's all they can say. Well, that was so transparent. Everybody at the public safety meeting I was at last night saw that and thought it was complete gibberish. They're not fooling anybody. It does make my job challenging because I have to dispel all their misinformation.
Who are your other donors besides Monty Bennett?
Well, it's a 501c4. So,
I know. Well, why not make this public then?
Well, look, I've disclosed that I'm a donor.
Yeah.
All right. But
well, we know too, you and Monty Bennett. But why not make it public? Why not be transparent?
Bottom line is, it's their information to disclose. In a 501c4, it's theirs to disclose. So if they want to come forward, I welcome it. But that's not mine to do.
Pete, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.